Okay, final topic is your bio sheet. Your instructions are on Blackboard as well as a place to turn in the assignment. Turn this assignment in before you leave tonight. If you haven't turned the assignment in by when class is over, I believe the assignment will close off and you won't be able to turn it in. If you aren't here the first day of class, we will discuss that. I generally don't take late assignments, but this assignment is necessary for me, so we could probably work out some sort of partial credit. Now, the instructions are pretty clear, but I'm going to go ahead and go through them again and go through them with you in person so that you can understand what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is a sheet of paper turned sideways. So you have a sheet of paper like this, turned sideways. And in that sheet of paper, in the upper left-hand corner, I'm looking for a picture of you, at least 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. To the right of that, I'm looking for, in bold letters, what I should call you. If your name is Jacob and you like to be called Jake, then in bold letters have Jake. Then over to the side of that, have your last name, comma, first name. It's pretty simple stuff, really. The next line, what I would like to see is the first thing I'd like to see in the next line is the expected grade in the course. Do you expect to get an A, a B, a C? Do you expect to get a D or an F? If you expect to get an F, you might write me a note and tell me why you're in the class. Whatever. Then after that, I'd like to see your overall GPA and the total credits you've completed. Then a little bit further over, the number of credits you're taking this semester. So you might say something like, I'm expecting an A, I have a 3-point grade point average, I've completed 30 hours and I'm taking 6 hours this summer. And that would be fine. I don't even necessarily need all of the text, I just need the numbers with very brief labels. The next line, I'd like to see your university affiliations. What clubs do you belong to? What organizations? Are you in intramural athletics? Are you on an athletic team? Who are you associated with outside of class? Then I would like to see what outside school involvement you have. Are you a member of a church organization? Are you a member of a large online community? What other groups are you part of? Then by the time you get through with all of that, you should probably be at the bottom of your picture. So then you'll have the whole page below that. And down there, the first thing I'd like to see on the first line under your picture is what sales or entrepreneurial experience do you have? Have you started a business? Did you go door to door, knocking on doors, mowing yards, raking leaves? Do you have an online company? It could be big, it could be small, it could be, when I was in the Boy Scouts, I sold popcorn. It could be anything like that. Just what sort of sales and entrepreneurial experience do you have right now? Below that, I'd like to see a brief bio of yourself. And it's not going to be your whole life story or anything like that. It's, just tell me who you are, why you're here. Why are you interested in this class? Do you have interesting things that you do? Have you been to another country? What have you done that's interesting? What are your goals for this class? And what are your goals for college? What are your life goals as you see them now? Now, I realize, a lot of that stuff changes as we get older, so I'm not going to hold you to it. I'm not going to call you up when you're 40 and say, hey, you said you wanted to be blah, blah, blah. That's not going to happen. But I'd just like to have an idea where your head is now. And below that, if you have a job, just put where you work and what your typical work schedule is. Because it's going to be very difficult for you if you work 50 hours a week and someone else works 50 hours a week and it's a different 50 hours a week than you work. It's going to be very difficult for the two of you to be on a team. So knowing when you have potential availability and when you don't is an important thing, and this is a pretty good way to get at it. And I want you to share that bio sheet with me. Um, Anything you feel uncomfortable putting on here at all, don't put on here. Anything you don't want shared with the class, just highlight it in yellow, and I won't mention it in class. That way you can still share the information with me and I can use it to help out as I can. But you don't have to worry about me saying, hey, you remember that time you went to France and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro? I know it's not there, but whatever. I won't share anything you put on there that you tell me not to share. But you should try and make this sheet as professional as possible, because what I do want you to do is I want you to share it with other students in the class. You guys are going to be forming teams, I believe, next week. So you're going to want to know some things about each other and who you want to work with. Now, everything I've recorded for this class is going to take well less than 2 hours. I think it might come in at under an hour. I haven't been closely tracking the time on it. But you're going to have plenty of time today to get to know each other. And that's even after you finish this assignment. This should take no more than 30 minutes. So you'll have plenty of time to get to know each other. And you'll have some time to mingle, some time to find out if you have some common interests. Maybe even, begin discussing product ideas and that sort of thing. What you do with this time is up to you. You're all adults. But after you finish this project, I strongly encourage you to start thinking strategically about partnering with people who are going to make you look good this semester. That's all I have for you today. And thank you very much for putting up with this non-traditional delivery method and mix of tools that we've used to get this information to you. We do not have time to have this class canceled, and due to circumstances pretty much beyond my control, I had to do it this way. But you need this time. You need this information that you've gotten today, and you need to be thinking about this stuff. Now, next week you're going to be giving a pitch. That pitch is for a product or service idea that could be potentially successful within the confines of this class. So keep in mind as you're thinking about this stuff, we have 13 weeks total, counting this one with 1 week off for, I think it's Memorial Day. So that's sort of the time constraint. In that time constraint, you have to figure out what your product is, get it ordered, and get it out there, and get people to buy it. So we're not on a leisurely time pace. We're in a very compressed situation. So that's why we're moving fast, and that's why I'm making sure we use this time as well as we can. If your product is something that's going to take, like a lot of times students come in and they want to build an app. Well, sometimes it takes 2 years to build an app. So if you have a great app idea, that's an awesome thing, and I know people to help you with that, but it's probably not best for this class. If your idea requires major purchases, it's probably not the best idea for this class. The best things in this class that have worked so far are things that have a large degree of novelty, things that have a large degree of creativity, and things that people want. Not that they buy because they have to, but something that people buy because they really want to buy it. One great example of that is those playing cards. People bought those because they wanted to have them. They didn't buy them because their son or their nephew was in a class and needed to sell them. They bought them because they were a really cool thing to have. So as you're thinking about your idea, if you can think of something that's going to be quick and simple to do, but still be something that people go, hey, that's cool, I'd like to have one of those. Those are the types of ideas that you're looking for. So keep that in mind. And when we get together next week, We'll look at all of your ideas. Now, if your idea comes in and it's absolutely insane and there's no possible way it could work, that's okay. What you're being graded on next week is giving a good pitch. You're not being graded on having a fantastic idea. We haven't had content to give you a fantastic idea yet. I'm just really confident that a lot of you will be able to have really great ideas because that's been my previous experience here at UC. Is they put me in a classroom and I get a bunch of students that make me look good because they're all really, really smart. So that's kind of what I'm expecting from you guys. Please don't let me down. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.